Yo, what's up, Buzzsaw? Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah. You didn't see on main channel, just uploaded a brand new video. But I figured out Splatfest is happening now, and I was gonna plan on streaming. I don't have anything else to do today. Well, I do have a Sabo video to work on, but... Wait, did the Splatfest end? I just joined it, dude. Doesn't it start today? Or does it end today? Oh, no, Bowblax. Yeah, Dave is sick. Dave is sick. No, it looks like Splatfest is still on. I'm a sour fan, guys. I could have picked spicy, sweet, or sour. And I do like sweet, but sometimes it's like too much. Like if I had to eat like a bunch all at once, probably sour. Spicy is just too much. I'm too white for that shit. But yeah, first stream of 2023. I don't know, man. It's been a crazy year so far, wouldn't you say? I don't know how many people are aware of my current standing with Edwin or the video I just put out where I kind of, you know, say everything I wanted to say. Forgot I streamed. Yeah, it's been a really long time. Mainly because it just wasn't fun anymore. I've been busy, but also it just wasn't fun anymore. Like, I stream to have fun, and it was getting to the point where I just get, like, harassed in chat to say, like, the same thing over and over, like, trying to be flung into drama or whatever, and it's like, I'm just trying to chill, play video games. How was Hawaii? Oh, it was great. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I guess it hasn't been... My last stream was literally in Hawaii. But it's just... We stream for fun here. We have a chill time, and, like, drama's fine and all, but I just don't like people, like, spamming in my chat, like, address this, address that, and, like, trying to, like, antagonize me. It was just, like, Salvo's dumb news team or whatever being annoying, so that's part of the reason why I haven't been streaming, because it just hasn't been fun. It hasn't been fun, and I had more fun being on Dead on Dave's stream, and then that's it. So, yeah, but now, I think we can get back to it. So yeah, I don't know. I also added an emoji to this channel's name because I feel like it'd be easier to figure it out, because like a lot of people are like, oh, it's Bowblax with exclamation mark or whatever. But that's kind of hard to say, so I just made it Bowblax Leaf. Leaf stands for weed. Leaf stands for leafy. It's just, it's ambiguous. It can be whatever you want, but yeah. Now I'm Bowblax with a leaf emoji. Bowblax Leaf. Can stand for leave me the fuck alone and let me play video games, you know. Every year, someone gets exposed, new people come into the community. Here's my theory, right? I've said this on other streams. Everybody who, wow, that's a long fucking bar just for one fucking icon. Basically, everybody who plays video games is good, and everyone who doesn't play video games regularly is bad. Who doesn't play video games regularly? John Swan, Edwin, Salvo. They're all anti-video games, right? Who does play video games? Me, Augie, Turkey Tom. Even Xylee Gets Real plays video games. Has anybody... Well, I guess Flamenco breaks that rule, right? But... yeah, Flamenco is the exception there. I don't know, it's just something I noticed. Gosh, my beloved, what up, Orange Man? Literally new season of the show. Honestly, like, at this point... and no offense to, like, you know, people like Xylee or Kristen Art, because honestly, I don't see them as bad people at all. But, you know, I think just the core group of me, Nick, Augie, Willie Mac Show, Turkey Tom, and Tipster, those are the homies. Everybody else is just like, I don't even know if I can trust, man. I don't know. I'm gonna continue being myself. I'm not gonna change the way I act because there's, like, some people that I'm friends with that ended up being shitty people. Because I don't want those shitty people to dictate how I go about my life, right? How I go about interacting with people. And I don't want to become jaded. I'm a very jovial person. I give a lot of people benefit of the doubt. I don't give them benefit of the doubt to the point where I'm stupid and I get blinded by it. I mean, you could argue that with Edwin, but I feel like everyone got tricked by him, right? So I just want to continue being my authentic self. And that means trusting people who might stab me in the back to a certain extent. Now, obviously, I'm going to be cautious. But I can't be fucking paranoid, because then it'll just turn me into someone I don't want to be, right? I think you've handled things very well, thank you. That was very harsh on Edwin today, but he deserves it. I genuinely don't think that he should be covering any sexual assault stories. I think he's in... I don't think he's sexted every fucking victim that he's had on his stream, but I think he's... I do genuinely believe he's flirted or attempted to flirt with almost every victim that comes on his streams. Because you notice they come on streams afterwards too, and they're like, oh, I'm still friends with Edwin. And then they come onto streams unrelated to the stories, and he kind of adds them into his community, right? Like, how many, like, Davi Vanity victims or Onision victims or whoever has he just, like, brought into the fold only on his channel? Not with the overall commentary community, but only on his channel. Now, I'm not saying he sexted all of them, but because I'm pretty sure if they said no very firmly, he wouldn't, like, keep pushing it. I know he would only do it if it's consensual, right? I don't think he'd do it unconsensually, but I do genuinely think, and this is just a theory, that he has attempted to flirt and get into the pants of almost every victim he's talked to. Might be nuclear, but hey, whatever. I do genuinely get that vibe with, you know... I don't know. I could be wrong, though. But you know what? Even if Edwin says I'm wrong, I can't fucking trust him on anything. Because even when he's like, oh, it's all out on the table, I'll tell you everything now, he takes away crucial details. Like with the Olivia, like, fapping on... Or him fapping to Olivia on what was it? FaceTime? He told me about the FaceTime call, and he's like... He told me before, and he was like, this bitch took off her shirt on FaceTime and was trying to flirt with me. I'm so sorry, dude, that she was also after me when she was talking with you. So fucked up of her to do. Yet he fails to mention that he was jacking his willy while doing it to make him sound more innocent. So even when he's getting everything out on the table, he's still omitting information to make him look better. He also told me his version of the Babs story before everything came out, and he called Babs a crazy clout whore bitch or something like that. Like he actually, yeah. Buzzsaw, $5. If I had a nickel for every victim Edwin has flirted with, I'd have 2. That's not a lot, but it's weird that happened twice, right? Yeah. $7 from Bumblebee. Love you, Bowblax. You deserve the world. Sending love from Alberta. Hell yeah. I was recently in Alberta. Because after, and I told the story like a little bit, but it was in the after hours environment, so I feel like I couldn't have elaborated on it a lot, and most people didn't care. They wanted to get on with the stories. But, I was trapped in Calgary for 2 days in the Calgary airport. Because of, my plane couldn't land from Honolulu because it was too snowy in Vancouver. And, it was negative 40 degrees in Calgary. So, yeah, your fucking province is literally a freezer. It's a living freezer. Negative 40 is the same Celsius and Fahrenheit, by the way. So when I say negative 40, it's the same for each. Negative 40 Fahrenheit and negative 40 Celsius. That's cold! That's cold. That's cold. That's insanely cold. Mike the Bike. Isn't calling the victim clout whores literally what a lot of people who cover them do? Messed up. Well, he didn't call Olivia a clout whore. He called Babs a clout whore. But I'm pretty sure he called Olivia, like... He basically implied Olivia's a whore slut, too, so... But with Babs, it was more about clout. And with Olivia, he was more like, yeah, Olivia tries to fuck everyone. Because he's using that angle, which, I mean, you know, it's true. Well, Olivia was flirting with a lot of people. That is true. That is true. And she's not innocent entirely of that. Because, you know, she acted like she wasn't flirting with anyone when she was talking with me, anyone else. But, Edwin's using it as a way to deflect from his blame, too. Like, both can be wrong, but he's, like, pointing out that he's just trying to deflect. He's such a fucking bitch. Who's worse? Edwin? Salvo was worse objectively. I'm more mad at Edwin, though, considering... And surprised at Edwin, considering... Like, with Salvo, it was kind of obvious. He was, like, openly a degen, right? With Edwin, he was way more sneaky about it. So Salvo overall is worse, but Edwin was more sneaky. And that I'm more upset at Edwin, but objectively, Salvo did worse things. Yeah. Happy Friday, everyone. Yes, it's the weekend. Bab said they were texting for 5 months. Yeah, they did. He didn't officially break up with Mina 5 months ago. It was more like 3 or 4 months ago. It was a month before they went public. So take the date of when they went public and add a month to it. He said that on my stream, on this channel, in my stream with Bobber18, where I was playing Pikmin in the background. He, yeah, he said it was a month before they announced it officially. He broke up with her, so. Happy January 6th. Hell yeah. Happy January 6th. I think it's more of a issue of public versus private info. Things between you as friends, it was more painful because it got aired out to the public. I don't know, man. Whether it's public or private, I'm still upset. It doesn't matter to me, man. Because, I mean, obviously I care about what the audience thinks and stuff. But, I mean, I have nothing to worry about. I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, it's kind of a relief that it's public. Because then people don't, when I'm mad at Edwin, people don't think it's like flip-flopping or whatever. Because on the New Year's stream with Edwin, I said like, oh, I forgive you. And I didn't like, I said that because he was like crying and upset. And I'm just like, I already processed this. I learned about this 2 weeks ago. I can move on. But then in between that stream and when I went on Dead on Dave's, I learned about the Bab story. I learned about him fucking Edwin. I learned about, you know, him helping Edwin cheat or Salvo cheat. And I learned about the jacking off on FaceTime. So when I went on After Hours, later, I like continued to shit on Edwin even though I already said I forgave him. And people were like, oh, you're being two-faced, you're being two-faced. And, I mean, I couldn't really combat it because I knew info that other people didn't. And it's not like I was deliberately keeping it secret. I only knew it for like a day before it became public. I was just like, it was Bab's story to come out with on Keemstar Show or what have you. Or Salvo's to come out with on Tommy's show. So, like, it wasn't my place to just, like, say it, right? But that's why I was mad at Edwin, even though I already said I forgave him. But in Augie's stream, it looked like I was two-faced because they didn't know that context. And, I mean, I get that criticism. And I'm glad that our audience is acute enough and not brainwashed enough to actually point that out and put me to task on that, considering what they knew. So I don't, like, I actually appreciate that our audience is not, like, a bunch of sheep. But, I mean, that's the reason why, right? Sorry I had to deal with that, man. Yeah. Luna Lizzie, €6. Have a fantastic new year without personal drama. A little too late for that, but yeah, thank you. Maybe the rest of the year won't be as much. I'm really exhausted from personal drama. I mean, even though the plush thing was just like more of a meme and not as extreme as this, obviously. I don't know. I mean, after the plush thing and the Edwin thing, I'm just like, bro, like... Because here's the thing, like, I'm often painted as a victim online because I am in these scenarios, legitimately. But I don't... Like, unlike Edwin, I don't particularly like being a victim. Like, if I am a victim and people portray me as one, and show all the fucked up things people did, I appreciate that, right? 100%. And I'm not saying anyone's doing anything wrong. I just don't like that I'm in these scenarios where I'm getting fucked up. I just don't like getting fucked over, and I'm not gonna... And I feel like Edwin and other people take joy out of being a victim. They're like, yes, everyone gets to defend me. I like that this bad thing happened to me, so I get to cry victim. They try to paint everything as if they're a victim. I like the truth. That's what I like. I like clarity. I'm addicted to clarity. It's why you see me, like, repeat myself a lot, or, like, you know, reiterate what... Like, actually, Turkey Tom calls me out on this all the time. I'm like, he says something, and then I reiterate it in a different way, and he's like, why do you keep repeating what I say? It's like a little tick I have, I guess. I just like clarity. I like everything out on the table, 100%. And, you know, whether that makes me a victim or doesn't make me a victim or whatever that comes of that is what I prefer. But I don't know. I just want to make content, man. I don't know. I want my name to be talked about because I made a funny video or I did something cool, not because I got fucked over, right? Oh, Bowblax got fucked over by Ethan Klein. Oh, Bowblax got fucked over by Edwin. Yeah, I covered that, right? But I don't know. You know, it's hard to explain. I don't have any complaints about how people have been covering this, but I'm just saying, like, I wish I wasn't in scenarios where I wasn't the victim because I don't want to get fucked over. I don't know. I feel like I haven't done anything wrong. I never do anything wrong. It's so stupid. As an autistic too, I reiterate things all the time. I hate the feeling of being misunderstood. Exactly. And that's something that develops from our childhood. That's why Flamenco does that shit all the time too. That's why Flamenco goes on all these streams, because he feels like he's being misunderstood and wants to clarify. But the thing is, people still hate him even though there's a clarification, and that just doesn't compute in his head. So he keeps trying to clarify over and over and over again. And it's definitely like something that I want to, you know, work on not being as repetitive, but it is very ingrained in me. And to stop lying, of course, so you want him to admit. I don't care what Edwin does at this point. I'm done with him. Anything he says, it doesn't matter to me. It literally doesn't matter to me. His words literally mean nothing, guys. And no one should take his word. Everybody should take his words with less than a grain of salt. With like half a grain of salt. With no salt. Literally, he lies all the fucking time. Never listen to Edwin. And I've never been so strong about this, like, about anyone. Like, obviously, there's been pieces of shit that I've hated. But even when I've, like, hated Tommy, or even when I've hated, like, you know, Salvo, or, you know, whoever. And Salvo lies, of course, but that's obvious. But I've never been as strong as I am right now in saying that nothing out of Edwin's mouth that comes out is 100% true. He's a fucking liar. Whether pathological or intentional. He either lies by omission or lies outright, but there's always going to be a lie in there. Unless he has no reason to lie. Don't fucking trust him. He's a snake. I'm so glad I can go mask off now. Yeah. Augie, if you want to, like, call in, I'm down. I'm just having a chill stream. But yeah. And I heard, Augie, I heard you had a 7-hour stream last night. I knew you were doing a stream, but I was like, I was just busy. I was doing other things. But when I went to bed, I checked my phone, and I saw that you were still streaming, and we're 3 hours in. And now I find out that it was 7 hours? Dude, it was like midnight when I went to bed. You streamed for a long-ass time, bro. Muda and Keem joined? Oh, Muda joined? I'm actually interested to hear his opinion on all this Edwin stuff. Maybe once it gets clipped or something, I'll watch it. Stream till 6 a.m.? Damn, dude. Literally pulling an Edwin, except, you know, with the stream length, not with any of the other shit he's doing. Don't stream for too long, dude. You might end up trying to fuck someone you're covering for abuse. But no, that's great. I definitely will never be rewatching that entire thing, because 7 hours is a long time. But I'll try to catch the Muda segment. Black-pilled Muda about the world and life for 4 hours? Wait, did you literally, like, red-pill him? Is Muda gonna, like, vote conservative? Is Muda, like, gonna become an America First guy? Jesus, dude. fucking hate Edwin, dude. What a fucking idiot. So fucking debated the numbers of the Holocaust. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, sometimes you just gotta double check. Sometimes you just gotta, like, double check the math real quick. And it comes out as 6 million every single time. But still. Good to double check, I guess. Whoa. No, it's actually like 10 million. Over 6. Dang. Some Nazi miscounted that one. Like the Nazis trying to make themselves look better by saying it's only 6 million instead of the actual number 10 million. Kind of like how Edwin said that he only went on FaceTime to see Olivia's tits and didn't actually JO as well. 1 billion? Yeah. Yeah, you know, the Edwin-Olivia situation really does remind me of Holocaust denial, you know? A lot of connections there. At the end of the day, we're all friends, yeah. At the end of the day, we all are friends and fuck each other in the ass, right? While, the girl who's trying to participate in the threesome isn't even interested. Because they're being too gay. Should I just say, like... I forgot who... Ah, no. Fuck, man. All I'll say is that with the threesome, Babs wasn't the main character in the threesome. I'll say that, and I'll also say that Salvo and Edwin definitely probably... I mean, some lips probably touched some dicks. Some dicks probably touched some assholes. I don't really know, but there's definitely no way that there was no sexual penetration between Salvo and Edwin. Edwin and Babs, I actually don't know. They probably didn't fuck at all, honestly. But he definitely... Like, okay, think about it, guys, alright? Edwin was willing to kiss Salvo on stream, but when Babs wanted a kiss on stream on the Keemstar show, Edwin was hesitant to it. And they were talking for 5 months prior, every day. And he went out to meet her. Yet he won't kiss her publicly, but he'll kiss Salvo publicly. He was interested in Salvo more than Babs, like 100%. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with being gay, but he definitely helped Edwin. Like, Edwin 100% helped Salvo cheat. They probably were like... They probably got hard to the fact that... He was probably getting hard to the fact that he was a homewrecker. He's like, oh, I'm breaking the commentary rules. Oh, and then nutted in him. I was told that Edwin and, that the next day after the threesome, in the morning, Edwin and Salvo were found spooning each other. That's what I was told. That's what I was fucking told. Literally found spooning. Babs wasn't in the bed at that time. The Edwin story just makes me sad. It's so retarded how this old happened. 30-year-old man, yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say another thing. You know, did anyone see on the Edwin stream how Babs was talking about Edwin, like, doing baby talk or ooh-woo talk or whatever? Now, I heard that this is an exclusive to Babs. Which, by the way, he was talking to Babs and Olivia at the same time. Anyway, he was saying shit to Olivia, like, when she would swear, he was like, ooh, little girl, you shouldn't be swearing, that's not very ladylike. To be, like, sexy or something? He's a fucking I hate him. I just hate him. I just hate him. That's literally it. I just hate him. He's like, no wonder he came from the time in YouTube with Shane Dawson and Onision. He's probably best friends with Shane Dawson and Onision. He probably had a threesome with Shane Dawson and Onision. And Salvo was giving him back to the good old days where he would suck off fucking Shane Dawson. I'm surprised he married Rylan instead of Edwin. So fucking stupid. Poor Babs, dude. Literally talking with him for 5 months. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this real relationship. 5 months is a lot of time to dedicate to, like, building a relationship, right? 5 months. That's a long time. Talking almost every day. 5 months. Only to find out he was trying to sex the victim he brought on to cover the Mama Mac story. And he was also fucking... He meets her in real life, and instead of fucking her, he's, like, more interested in Salvo. Tries to pawn her off to Kristanark and Salvo. Literally treats her like an object. Fucking disgusting ass human being. How the fuck does he cover these stories? Trying to, like, stand up for women. And do this shit. How the fuck does he come on this stream, on this channel, and say that, oh, the commentary community needs to stop using gay as, like, an insult? Which I kind of low-key agree with. Although I don't think it's that big of a deal. And I do it myself too. And he's like, Bowblax, you should hold Nick and Augie accountable for when they say autistic and gay as a pejorative and say the F slur. Oh, Nick said the F slur. You should hold him accountable for that. Fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna hold you accountable for fucking nutting over victims you bring on, you fucking sick fuck. Kill yourself. I hate him. He's so fucking annoying. What a fucking fake piece of shit. He doesn't give a fuck. And he said I was being gay on his fucking stream, which doesn't matter, but it's so hypocritical considering the conversations he tries to have. He tries to just be the good guy. He just reads the good guy SJW book, copies it word for word. He has no fucking beliefs. He's a fucking chameleon, dude. He'll just morph to whatever's the most SJW. He should go fuck Shane Dawson and fucking Jeffree Star in the ass. I'm sure that would work out well for him. I'm pretty sure Jeffree Star would love to eat fucking Edwin's asshole out, and he would love to give it. Literally. Like, what the fuck, dude? Am I wrong, though? Am I out of line? Obviously, I'm being harsh, but, like... And obviously, I'm making some, like, negative assumptions about stuff I don't know about in regards to Edwin now. But I just... Literally, he's such a fucking liar. He's just such a liar. He's like, oh, everything's out of the table. I'm gonna finally admit it to you after I got caught and you confronted me. And then I'm gonna lie in my confession where I bring everything out on the table. He did this twice. He did this with the Salvo ableist thing, and he did this with the Olivia thing. He apologizes, and then later on, he either omits information. He just lies to me in the apology. There's no way, and Babs said this, there is no way that Edwin fucking met Salvo in real life and was like, oh, you shouldn't have been ableist to Bowblax, even though he told me he did that. There's literally no way. He's probably sharing my DMs, or he's probably laughing with Salvo about the fact that I even called him about it in the first place. Apparently, according to Babs, they were talking shit about, like, literally every commentator under the sun, including Keemstar, on their way to Keemstar's house. He's not just fake to me, he's fake to everyone. And you saw me on fucking streams. You saw me on streams with Edwin. I was so fucking nice to him all the fucking time. And he was nice to me back. But it's all a fucking lie. Piece of shit. I would rather have friends who put me to task when I fuck up, instead of coddle me and then shit talk me behind my back. Shit talk me to my face, bitch. Like when Augie or Nick, or even a better example, Chaos Bender or Bobber18, think I'm fucking up, they say it straight to my face. And they meme on me, and I'm fine with it. Because it's real. It's not this fake horse shit. And you know what? I was upset a bit with, like, for like a day or two with, like, the after hours firing, quote unquote, or whatever, because I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Honestly, it wasn't a big deal, like, legitimately, because, like, I'm still gonna be on the streams or whatever. But I don't know. I was just having self-confidence issues at the time, and I felt like, even though I know this wasn't the reason, I, like, low-key felt like the reason was because I'm not entertaining enough and I bring the show down. Because some people in chat were saying that or whatever. I was just having a lot of self-doubt. I was having my own issues of whatever. And also I was just thinking about the legacy of the channel, and I don't know. I was overreacting 100%. But Edwin fed into that and tried to make a rift between me and Augie, and even Nick to an extent, with Salvo, over, like, me being, like, I don't know, me just, like, he exploited that. I don't know. It just sucked with the Augie thing, because, like, I was about to go on vacation, and I didn't have time to talk it through, and when I talked through with it, I was really busy, and I was, like, intoxicated or whatever, so we didn't have, like, a full proper chat about it, and then, like, later we did when I got back. But during that fucking period where I was offline, Edwin and fucking Salvo stoked the flames, and made life shit for Augie when it didn't really need to be. Like, obviously the fans are gonna be upset that I'm not on every episode anymore, and that's something Augie already has to deal with, but then on top of that, Edwin has to, like, fucking just make it even worse for him. I don't know, man. Edwin comes off as someone who's on the side of who is currently gonna win. Yeah. 100%. He has no loyalty. How long did I know Edwin? 3 years. How many times have I saved Edwin? I don't know. I don't know if there's any time where I explicitly saved him. I just can't remember, but I mean, I definitely would have. I don't know. Thank you for the $2, Elope Man. Did you switch up during the pyro? I don't know. I've always been on Tom's side with the pyro thing, and I still am to this day. I don't think Tom really did anything. Maybe he presented it in the wrong way, but factually, I don't think he did anything wrong. I think Pyro weaseled his way out of that one, but, you know, it is what it is, and yeah, I don't know. Yo, what's up, Dumpy? Wish Edwin didn't lie. Because he got caught. Remember when all... Yeah. I do remember that. Burger Trigger's probably a great guy. How's the vacation? It was okay, but, like, at the beginning of it, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty mentally distraught because I found out about the Olivia stuff with Edwin, like, right before. So the first half of my vacation wasn't really that good mentally, but, I mean, at least I was in Hawaii, right? And then the flight back was horrible because the flight got delayed by 6 hours. Then we went on the flight. Then we had to reroute to Calgary because we couldn't land in Vancouver. Then I was stuck in Calgary for 2 days, the first of which standing in a line for 12 hours just to get reimbursed and get a new flight. And in Calgary it was -40. And my mom's friend died during us being stuck in Calgary. And it created, like, but we needed her help for something, or my sisters needed her help for something monetarily, but she was freaking out about finding her friend dead on the floor. So there's, like, a bunch of drama there, and it was just not fun. And we were and what happened? Okay, so we ate right before going on the flight. Then we're on the flight for like 5 hours, 6 hours to get to Calgary, right? And then we wait 3 hours for our bags because there's like some bullshit going on. But it's in customs because we came from the US, so if we leave, we can't get our bags, but if we don't leave, we can't eat. So we didn't eat for another 3 hours, and then we had to wait to get reimbursed, but it was at the part of the airport before you, like, get checked in or whatever, and, like, before security. So there's actually, like, no restaurants in that area. It's only, like, once you get past security. So I hadn't slept for 24 hours, and I hadn't eaten for 12. So it's Friday, don't trauma dump. Oh my god, like that fucking guy with the person whose mom died. Oh my god. Yeah, so it was a nightmare getting back, but the second half of the vacation was great. I'm glad I went. Yeah, see, the thing with online with Edwin, like, I've been having a lot of family issues as well. Not with me. There's no issues with me. But, like, there's been family issues as well. So, my whole life's just a fucking stress ball, but whatever. Well, not a stress ball, just a ball of stress, you know. But yeah. I mean, with the loss, like, it's not anyone I really knew that well. It was just someone my mom knew well, but like, because of that, and then the circumstance me and my sisters were in Calgary, my sister and mom got in an argument that I got caught in the middle of. It's just really emotional. I don't know. I care about both of them, obviously, so. But, yeah, we're on the grind. It's 2023. We're on the grind. I outed Edwin in my new video. And I did that specifically in the new video because, like, or in this video with James Charles, because, like, Salvo did a lot of bad things, but Edwin did a lot of bad things to me. And when I cover the Salvo stuff, which will be my next video, I don't want my own personal drama with Edwin to be intertwined fully in that video or addressed fully in that video. Because the video isn't about me, it's about, you know, Salvo and who he screwed over, right? So, like, it's just good that I got all that Edwin shit out on this video so I can focus properly on Salvo stuff for the next video. Helpless Peaches, yo, what's up? Happy New Year. Yeah, how have you been, Helpless Peaches? Welcome. Thank you. Stay strong, wish you the best. Yeah, it happens. Whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Just, is what it is, I guess. I'm just going to, you know, keep making videos on funny drama and laugh, I don't know. It's all good. Thank you, Hopeless Peaches, for the kind words. But yeah, I mean, I've dealt with worse in my life, honestly. Way worse. But yeah, that tweet I made in the beginning of December when I was on vacation, where I was like, I have to deal with so much bullshit behind the scenes and commentators are worse than American politicians or whatever. Obviously, I was talking about Edwin. And now you guys know what I fucking mean by that. And, you know, shit like this happens behind the scenes all the time. I just don't like making my drama public, ever. And I'm always in the right. So, like, the other person's never gonna make it public, so, you know. Fucking stupid. Let me be, you know. Is your favorite Rouge in Sonic Prime? Rouge. Probably the original Rouge, the Prime Rouge. I don't feel like in any other timeline she really acts like her. I feel like she diverts too much from her core character. Like the fact that in the pirate world, Rouge was like a sidekick and not taking charge. Like, I feel like Rouge is independent and takes charge in every situation. But in the pirate world, she wasn't. And that makes no sense because the pirate world's about stealing jewelry. She's literally like a modern pirate. But in the pirate world, she was just kind of like nothing. So I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Or Bowblax, are you and Edwin still good friends? We're great friends, man. Talk every day. Love that guy. No, fuck him. He's a retard. I hate him. And I'm never gonna be friends with him ever again. Ever. I want to watch Sonic Prime. It's pretty good, but like it ends on a cliffhanger and it's only 8 episodes, so I heard that the rest, another season or the rest of season 1 or whatever it is, the Sonic Prime will continue in summer, I think. So I heard that. I don't know if it's gonna be earlier or later. So maybe if you're not super interested, I would like wait until more of it's out. But yeah, I definitely watch it eventually for sure. And I cannot stress this enough with Edwin. Obviously, I hate him, but like, I genuinely think, unironically, that it's dangerous to let him platform any more sexual misconduct victims. And I genuinely think that he shouldn't be making that content anymore. And that anybody who goes onto his channel should know about this stuff with Edwin. Like, it's not just me who, I'm cutting myself off from Edwin, but I highly suggest everybody else do as well. And this is genuine just for people's safety. Because even if he's not gonna, like, fucking sex every sexual assault victim, he's slimy, he's horny, and, like, let's just look at his behavior. He was, like, trying to have this relationship with Babs for 5 months, was still dating Mina during that time, and then was also sexting Olivia. Like, he just fucks around with every girl under the sun and lies that he's monogamous. He's just... He shouldn't be covering these stories. And he helped a guy cheat on his wife of 10 years. He's a homewrecker. He's a liar. He's a slut. He's a whore. Like, should that guy really be covering sexual assault stories? Is it safe for him to champion women? I don't think he should. You know? I mean, that's just... I mean, you guys can make your own decision. You can decide to... you know, keep supporting Edwin if you want. Trust Edwin with stories if you want. But, like... These are, like, my feelings aside. These are the objective facts, right? And this is how he really is. And he's gonna lie about it every step of the way to make himself look better. Even with stupid shit like the fireball shit, he almost like cried and got upset because I was pushing him too hard on the fireball shit, which was a joke meme drama. And I kept calling him like, "Oh, you're playing victim or whatever," and he was like, "I'm not playing victim," because he's afraid of how, because he's afraid that's how I'll treat him when he actually gets exposed, which it is how I'm treating him. I'm treating him worse. Fuck him. He's afraid of a little fucking fake drama. Well. He had a meltdown. Yeah, it was stupid. It was stupid. Now, I definitely overreacted to the situation, but all I said publicly was like, I'm gonna miss being on the show consistently. And that's it. That's all I said. And it's true. Of course. Was that being a little melodramatic? Maybe, but it was true. But it was like, I also said I had nothing against Augie in that tweet. And then Edwin tried to make it, like publicly I wasn't overreacting. Behind the scenes I was overreacting. But Edwin took that overreaction behind the scenes and turned it into something public that might have damaged my relationship with Augie or my friendship with Augie. And honestly, like, I don't know, sometimes after that scenario, I'm worried that, like, me and Augie are not as tight as we used to be. Now I think we are, but like, I don't know, like. I don't know, like within our friend group, like understandably after the John Swan shit, there's a lot of paranoia, right? And I am not letting any paranoia that I may have affect how I treat people because I want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, I don't like being paranoid. I like living my life, being happy and in the moment and not worrying about that type of shit and then handle it when it comes. But like, I wouldn't blame Nick or Augie or anybody in our friend group for being more paranoid after fucking John Swan and Flamenco and Edwin. And it just sucks that this shit keeps happening because like, it just creates unnecessary paranoia that I just feel like it's just sad. It's just sad. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure we all have these paranoid thoughts about each other. It's just that none of us act on them, which I'm glad. It's like, I honestly, like, genuinely, like, even though I might have these thoughts occasionally, genuinely, right now, I think Augie and Nick are super genuine and honest with me, because they, like, they shit-talk me when I need to be shit-talked, right? They don't keep things to themselves when they have an issue with me, which I think is a sign of good friendship. I mean, that's what Chaos Bender and Bobber18 has done with me since the beginning of, you know, when we met each other 10 years ago in 2013, and we're still friends to this day. I went to the man's wedding, you know? So, like, despite me saying all that, like, genuinely, I think Augie and Nick are friends for life, in my opinion. Yep. But, yeah. Oh well. It's difficult. Oh my god, Pika Pie, I saw that, I was like, what? Sounds like you need another vacation. Nah, I'll just stay home, man. Also, do you remember that clip where Edwin said I deleted a group chat? I didn't delete a group chat, I kicked him out of it. We kicked Edwin out of the main group chat like months ago and just pretended it was deleted. Well, actually, I told him nobody has access to it anymore. Secretly, we're all still in it except for him. Lol. Group chat still exists. All the fucking texts were... And it's so stupid, he was like, oh, I feel awkward that you're shit-talking Salvo in the chat. They were Edwin, or Nick and Augie were talking about Edwin like, plastering his mom all over his socials and shit, and like making fun of her. That's what they were talking about. What, they can't talk about that? Why do you feel awkward? Like, that's something, like, what? It's not like we were being like, fuck Salvo out of the blue. It was like people being like, Salvo's such a piece of shit for like posting your mom like that and saying that shit about your mom. It was like that. And Edwin's like, oh, it made me feel awkward. Yeah, because you're a slimy little bitch. John Swan. That's an interesting comparison. I know no one said, like, compare John Swan to Edwin, but honestly, I'm gonna say this. Edwin's worse than John Swan by a lot. Edwin is way worse than John Swan. Like, that, I'm saying that on record. Edwin is objectively worse than John Swan in pretty much every way. And I think he's dangerous. Like, the thing about John Swan is, like... I mean, it's dangerous to trust John Swan, but, like... And I guess that's the same with Edwin, but, like... I don't know, like... Trusting John Swan, you just look dumb in the end. You don't get, like... Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know. It's just me. It's whatever. Shit happens all the time. Edwin is more dangerous because his whole fan base has been vulnerable people. True. Like, he's lying in a different space. Like, John Swan... Well... What did John Swan... So, John Swan, like... I guess they're both dangerous. I don't know. Because John Swan, like, helped making a lying document calling someone a pedo, right? I don't fucking know. I'm gonna change the title of the stream. I don't even know why I didn't, like, put drama in the stream. I just said Splatfest on the bee. Edwin Poo Poo Talk stream. And then right after I change the fucking title, I'm gonna, like, stop talking about Edwin. Yo, what's up, Chris? Oh, I need to make you mod. Has Chris never been in the Bowblax Leaf chat, man? Yeah. Basically, like, the vibe of this channel I'm going for, you'll see I changed, like, the banner and the icon and stuff. It's just, like... And I actually changed my second Twitter to, like, represent this channel more. It's just gonna be, like, cozy vibes. It's gonna be cozy stream vibes. Not cozy.tv vibes. Not, like, Hail Hitler vibes. But, you know. We're just chilling. All day, every day, man. But, yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking I want to make gaming videos as well, but I don't know where I want to post. Ideally, I want to post them on Bowblax Beta, but that channel is not getting remonetized for the life of it. So... maybe I'll post them here, but also here has crusty live streams about drama, and I don't know if those audiences really mix that well, but if I create another channel, it's like, bruh, how many channels are you gonna have, right? An autism channel, a gaming channel, an original channel, a live stream channel, and a drama channel, like, bruh. Like, I feel like that's way too much, right? So, like, I don't know. Play VR? Yeah, I might do another Among Us VR stream. But those streams have to be short because I get tired. Bowblax Alpha. Might just upload it on this channel. I don't know. We'll see. Autism channel's my favorite. Thank you. I still need to make another video on it, but the thing is, I was gonna make it, but then the Edwin, like, Salvo bullying thing came up, and, like, my next video was all about, like, how bullying an autistic person can actually be good in some case scenarios, right? And if people look at that title and then see, like, the controversy with, like, Salvo and me and Edwin, they're gonna be like, ah, you're a hypocrite or whatever, but obviously, like, I'm gonna elaborate in the video, right? But, like... because it is a serious discussion, but, like, yeah, I can't do it right now. Yeah, this will be public on the channel. It's Executor. What a title. Yeah, basically the concept is, like, if you socially troll an autistic person in a particular way, where they're oblivious to the social troll, later in life, they're gonna, once they gain more knowledge, they're gonna realize that they were socially trolled, and that's gonna give them experience to help improve in the future. So it's not like about like how Salvo treated me. It's more like, you know, when an autistic person is like ignorant to something socially, and then like the other people, the neurotypical people in call or other autistic people, whatever, like play into that jokingly, but in a way that won't like make the autistic person upset, but just like give a little giggle to other people and like laugh at their expense a little bit. I actually think that's healthy. I actually think that's healthy and helps, because what autistic people need is they need to learn the hard way. That's the best way to learn through experience, right? So yeah, in an ideal world, it'd probably be like classes to take. You know what they really need to make for autistic people? Just like classes, like an extra class in high school. Maybe even non-autistic people could use this. Like an extra class in high school that's literally like social education. Right? That's literally actually, yeah. It's just the education system that's fucked. If there should be a social education class in high school. That would be better, but for now, bullying's the best way to learn. It's actually exactly what we're doing, what people are doing with flamenco to an extent. It's actually what Nick's doing with flamenco. Unironically. I think the bullying on flamenco is good. Because he'll learn from it. Maybe. It is repetitive at this point, though. Like, the quantity, maybe not. But no, it's definitely not working, though. Maybe it'll work one day, though. I don't fucking know. Maybe if he watched back his streams. Honestly, I think if flamenco watched back his debates, he would learn. But I just don't think he watches back his debates. Because here's a little tactic that was done to me as a kid that helped me with my autism. It's like, it's a strategy. It's like a RDI, right? Is what it's called. I forget what it stands for. But basically, like, when you're a kid, right? You film, like, basically the strategy is, like, let's say you're a parent of an autistic child. And this is what happened with me. You film, make a video of doing a task together. Like, I don't know, baking cookies together. That's what we did. And then you let him misbehave or do whatever, and it's just typical. And then you force them to watch it back and see how retarded they are. And it is so enlightening. You may think that's bullying or whatever, but it's so enlightening. For a kid to see themselves being a fucking piece of shit, like crying and whining and complaining or whatever, back to them, that is revolutionary. That is enlightening. Because in the moment, you're like, I'm in the right way. But you watch it back and you're like, holy shit, I'm retarded. I'm autistic. And then you fix the behavior. That's literally what was done to me as a kid to help me become the person I am today. It's called RDI. And what Flamenco needs to do is watch back his streams and have a bit of RDI himself. Maybe something will click in his head. Because improving in autism socially is all about, like, breaking through barriers, right? It's about, like, you're on a certain level and then someone socially fucks with you on a higher level. And then once you realize that they're socially fucking with you, you get onto that level and past it. And then you keep upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. It's like gaining XP or something, you know? And breaking into a new level. Getting a new ability, you know? Or some shit like that. So that, yeah, that I basically just reiterated everything I'm going to talk about in the video. But yeah, that's literally how it is. You know, I mean, any autistic people in chat, feel free to disagree. We can have an open discussion about this, but that's literally what I think. Yeah. Oh, and maybe I should address, like, in terms of, like, people talking about autism or whatever, where I, like, draw the line personally and what personally upsets me. And obviously I'm not going to call it out all the time because I feel like I'm being, like, a narc or an SJW or whatever. But specifically, I don't like it when the word what it would be, adjective or verb. I don't know, I'm retarded, but like, I don't like it when the adjective or verb of autistic is used in a way that doesn't indicate autistic behavior. So if like Chris Chan is screaming about like Sonic's blue arms, right? And people are like, that's autistic as fuck. Or someone's being socially inept and I'm like, that's autistic as fuck. I like that because when you point it out and use that adjective as a way to describe that you know, moment, even if it's malicious or like rude or insulting, it's accurate, and then it helps people learn more about what autism is. But when people just say stuff is autistic, like randomly, like, and Augie and Nick do it too. I think there's like a recent example even with an Augie tweet where it's like, I wanted to retweet it, but he was like, this is so autistic, and then just showed something bad, and I'm like, it's not really autistic though, you know? So I don't like it when people use it in that way. And that's, and I'm not gonna like call it out all the time or whatever, but I'm just saying, yeah. And then, like, I'd rather them just say retarded or something different, right? And then, obviously with Salvo, it's like, you're just trying to say that I'm like I don't like it when people portray autism as like an overall decrease in IQ, because that's not what it is. It's a social disability, not a intelligence disability. And I don't like when people assume that I'm unintelligent because I have autism. And then I also what else? And then I don't like it when they, another thing is I don't like it when people say I'm autistic when it has nothing to do with the situation. Like Keem being like, uh-oh, H3 bullied an autistic man by like refunding the plush. It's like, the fact that I'm autistic has nothing to do with that story, right? And then the last thing I don't like is, I'm losing my train of thought, but there's one more thing. I just want to get it all out on the table here just so people are clear about like where my line is for it, because some people are like, oh well, Salvo called you all this, but you let Augie and Nick say stuff's autistic or whatever, which is true, but most of the time they do it in the context that I think is appropriate, where something's actually autistic, and when they don't, I mean, I don't know. Everyone can mention you're autistic except for Keemstar. See, he doesn't get it. Clearly wasn't listening. But yeah, like, just bringing up that I'm autistic when it has nothing to do with the story, it's just like, okay, but like, why? It has nothing to do with it. It's like as if whenever I cover Keemstar, I'm like, dyslexic Keemstar says, like, okay, what does him being dyslexic have to do with this, right? ADHD, like, I don't know if Keem has ADHD. I think he did say that one time. It's like, ADHD Keemstar, you know. Well, Keem, I was just on the topic of the I was just on the topic. I'm not calling you out or calling anyone out. I'm just alone on a stream talking about, I'm just giving the boundaries of what I think is what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with or whatever. I mean, you can do it. It's not that big of a deal, right? It's not like I'm gonna like, there's a reason I didn't like DM you being like, hey, stop, you know? Because it's like, what? It's like, whatever, you know? You can do whatever you want. I'm just saying, like, it's not preferable, but like, whatever, you know? It just, I don't know. Do what you want. No, honestly, yeah, Keem has been very nice to me and supportive of me throughout the past couple weeks and months. So I do appreciate that for sure. And I don't think Keemstar was doing it on purpose to try and like be ableist, but it's just like people mentioned what you know, what I don't like in regards to people talking about my autism, and I just brought that up as an example. It's like, yeah, I don't like it, but, you know. What? When do I always complain about your dyslexia? What? When do I always complain about your dyslexia? What? Wait, what? You did just suck up to H3. Okay. The AMA looks like I sucked up to H3 because all of my mentions on the H3 subreddit that didn't support Ethan got downvoted to oblivion, Keem. If you look at all my responses, like there's a lot of them that are like shitting on Ethan, but they all got downvoted to oblivion so you didn't see it. And I made actually a really long thread, like, cause someone asked me what like is your least favorite thing about Ethan, and I fucking grilled him on the Etika shit in the fucking comment. I like grilled him on that, and like, and then I also, someone asked like between Keemstar and Ethan, which one do you think is worse? And I said Ethan, and that got downvoted to oblivion. So. Okay, I'll let you call in to explain your point, but in like 30 seconds after I'm done this thing. And again, with calling me autistic on fucking Dromler or whatever, I don't have huge emotions or investment in it. It's just like, hey, it's just something that, you know, not a fan of, you know, that's about it. Which is why I never went to you directly about it. If I had a super serious issue with you, Keem, I'd DM you about it. Anyway, I'm gonna try and see if I can call you. Yo, what's up, dude?
Yo.
Yeah. What's up?
Here, let me turn down the volume on your stream or whatever.
Okay.
No, I just when I first saw this post that you made on the H3H3 subreddit,
yeah,
saying Keemstar's virtue signaling, and that I'm autistic to like da 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 da, like it just looks like you're sucking up to the fucking subreddit.
I mean, I honestly don't know why you mentioned I was autistic for any other reason than to just get more clicks, you know? Like
because it's funny, because it's funny to say that H3H3 scammed an autistic man. It's funny to say it that way. It's more entertaining to say it that way.
Okay, fair enough.
Am I virtue signaling? Like that's
Did I say virtue signaling?
I think you did.
I might have. I might have actually. I can double.
And it's like I'm not virtue signaling. I'm just like, bro, when this motherfucker talks about me, he's like lying, manipulating facts, like, you know, Brantley's just a child, this and that, right? Like, if I'm gonna cover the story about him scamming Bowblax, all right, I'm gonna say he scammed an autistic man. Like, duh. Like, it's well, of course I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, but I'd rather the title be like Ethan scammed Bowblax, not Ethan scammed an autistic man. But I do get why you did it, and I'm not like extremely upset about it. It's just something that I'm like, well, I was like, why?
But, like, I'm not virtue signaling. Like, I make jokes about you being autistic just as long as everyone else. Like,
yeah, of course.
I'm not virtue signaling, all right? And it's like, dude, you bring up that you're autistic, I swear to God, like fucking 5 days a week. 5 days a week.
That's true.
On the internet. So it's like, do you know how betrayed I kind of felt when I read that statement on the H3H3 subreddit by you? I'm like, what? Like, what is this? Like, you come across like a fraud to me when you made that claim, because it's like stupid. Like, you don't care about anyone saying you're autistic.
I do.
You don't.
I do.
Since when?
I care about it when since forever.
Okay.
Not me specifically just saying I'm autistic in general, but like using it when it's not relevant to like boost a story, or when people try to use it as a way to say that like I'm less intelligent and my opinion should be taken less seriously, which you never said, by the way. That's just an example of, you know, the way people mention it. And the only reason I mention I'm autistic so much is because a lot of people don't know what autism is, and they think all autistic people are like, you know, so I just want to like represent myself as someone who's like kind of a bit more like put together and autistic to help other people, you know. And if autism didn't have the view it does, I don't think I'd be public about it at all. or at least mention it that much.
Do you know how weird it is for me that everybody can joke about this shit of you being autistic, you know, your whole entire online friend group, right? But then I get called out. Like on the H3H3 subreddit. Like try to put yourself in my shoes. How I'm looking at Bowblax like, you fraud piece of shit. If anyone's virtue signaling, you are to these fucking clowns over there. Like what the fuck?
Like when Nick and Augie talk, they don't make videos being like, H3H3 bullied autistic man into doing this, that, and the other. They call me Bowblax. They cover a story. They don't call me the autistic guy.
I don't know. I think we're just gonna go in circles around this.
Yeah, it is what
I do understand your point of view.
Okay, thank you.
Like, that you don't like to be used in that way. All right? But I don't think that you're seeing my point of view, that I'm just, like, memeing around, joking. Like, you know what I mean? I'm, like, creating, like, a great clickbait title. You know what I mean? That's factual. That's actually factual, right?
Maybe I didn't understand at the time. I do understand now, though.
It's not personal to clown on you. So I just thought it was so strange because, like, look, he did scam you. He did fuck you over.
Yeah.
And charge back those things. I went with good intentions and tried to help you out, and I bought a bunch. All right.
Yeah.
After I buy those to help you out, me and Nicholas Diorio were like beefing or whatever, talking shit back and forth, and Nick's saying, "Do you feel fucking bad that fucking Bowblax covered the amount anyways?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I did it to help him out." Like, what? And then I see this post on the H3H3 subreddit where you're like, Keemstar was virtue signaling, you know, da-da-da-da, and I don't like how he did that. And it's like, what is going on? And then you made a bunch of other, like, joking tweets about me. And I'm like, all this came in a relatively short period of time where I'm like, what the fuck is these guys' problem? Like, what's wrong? Like, I don't get it. Like, we've always, like, joked that fucking Bowblax is autistic. In fact, when me, you, Augie, and Nick would play Sea of Thieves, the only one that I could get to focus on the mission was you because you're fucking autistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, that I feel like that's an example of, like, where, like, that makes sense. Like, because I'm autistic, I can focus more. Like, that's actually a trait of autism. And I'm not saying you do this. I'm just using this as an example for other people. I don't like when people try to, like, say I'm autistic and then it's like, oh, it's because he's lower intelligent, he's, like, autistic or whatever. But I like it when people say I'm autistic because it's like, that's actually a trait of autism, you know?
Yeah, but let me ask the Bowblax fans that are here that are, like, they have to be a hardcore Bowblax fan because if you're watching you just play video games, all right? To the audience, don't you find it a little weird that all of a sudden, like, Bowblax makes this post and he's upset with Keemstar mentioning that he's autistic based on you knowing Bowblax for years, constantly bringing it up and whatever? Like, I find that so strange. I feel like you were sucking up to them.
It wasn't suddenly, it was, like, in the AMA, and I did the AMA because I was trapped at the airport for 6 hours and bored, and I wanted people to, like, I don't know, like, grill me so I could see how I could respond.
From my perspective, I kind of felt backstabbed. I'm like, here I am fucking helping this dude out with his fucking toy fund, right? And he's sitting here sucking up to these heathens like, yeah, Keemstar exploited my autism. Like, it's like...
Well, I did feel that way, but yeah. With that title and the way you present the story. It also didn't help that Salvo really, really fucking went into it on the stream too. But obviously Salvo's his own person, right? But, you know. The Keemstar show that episode was kind of, I don't know.
I felt kind of snaked by you for you making that post, but I also didn't know that you were criticizing Ethan, but they just, like, deleted your post either.
They didn't delete, they just downvoted it, so it's, like, hidden. Like, it's, like, you know, on Reddit, how it's, like, -60, and then you have to, like, double-click to, like, see it or whatever. Because all his fans hated my responses that were good towards you, so.
All right, Sour Patches. When I ask the audience for their opinion, I'm asking people that agree with me and me only, so if you disagree, shut up.
But... Yeah, I mean, I was just like responding to a message on H3, and if I had a really big issue with that, Keem, like to the like really really big, I would have DM'd you about it for sure, right? It was just more of just like that's what my opinion on it was, right? But like I didn't really like it didn't bother me that much, but that was my opinion. You kind of get that?
Okay, I understand your position, but like I just want you to put yourself in my shoes, all right? And just like one more time, I know I'm kind of being a dead horse at this point, but like again, try to be Keemstar, pretend you're Keemstar. You just spent like $1,600 to help Bowblax hit his fucking goal.
Yep.
And now he's going on this subreddit that has harassed the ever living fuck out of me and my girlfriend with so much bullshit. And you're making a post saying like, I don't like how Keemstar exploited my autism. Like, if you wanted to say that on your Twitter. Say that on your Twitter, or say it to me privately or whatever, right? And I would have been like, oh shit, I didn't know that. But the fact that you're saying it there on the H3H3 subreddit feels like a knife in my back. It really does. I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, I get that. I apologize, man. I actually get that. I understand your point of view.
I just want you to understand my point of view.
Yeah,
I get yours, but
okay.
I want you to understand mine.
Yeah, and I'm only explaining my point of view because I just want to make sure that you know it wasn't like super malicious, right? But like obviously you looking at it, you probably, you know, I 100% get your position, and I think your position's valid, and maybe I should have told you privately, even though it wasn't bothering me that much, just so like it was out in the open and you didn't feel like you were blindsided by, you know, my comment on H3, for sure.
And do you really think that me doing that and saying, you know, H3 is bullying an autistic man, do you really think that I know going in that you're going to be mad in any way? Because I didn't know that would bother you at all. How would I know that? You're constantly talking about you having autism.
Yeah, I get, yeah. There's a line that I have, but I guess I'm not clear about it. That's honestly my mistake, and that's why I was trying to make the line clear in this stream before you joined, and why I was talking about it is because, like, you know, people get confused on what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with, and to me it makes sense, but obviously they're not in my shoes, so I do have to explain that, and I apologize for not being clear enough, for sure.
Well, that's all I want to say on it, because I felt like at the time there was so much hostility.
Yeah, and then like with the N-word, I just thought like the reaction to the N-word thing was funny, right? So I was just like goofing on that like completely separately. It wasn't because I was mad at you for
but that's the thing. That's the thing. Nick can like literally make up some shit that fucking Brantley said the N-word, and as a joke, okay, I'll acknowledge like they're trying to make a joke, right? But when I make a joke about fucking H3 bullying an autistic man, it's like a serious thing, and it's like, oh, he took advantage of me, and like, the fuck? Like, isn't Brantley being taken advantage of too, for a punchline? It's like it's similar things.
You're actually right. You're actually right. Fuck. My bad, dude.
So
my bad. Fuck. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Shit.
All right. Well, I think I made my point. You made yours, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, thanks for calling on, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice call. Nice call. Nice call. Fuck, man. Okay, he's right. He's 100% right. Shit, man. I mean, he's right! If, like, I'm upset about him calling me autistic, he has every right to be upset that we're pretending Brantley said the N-word. He's right! He's fucking right. You're supposed to double down. Bowblax is like the anti-flamenco. Could have just been discussed in DMs. Yeah, but as I said again, like I didn't think of it as serious as, you know, I don't know. I made a mistake. I should have let him know that, like, hey, I don't appreciate that. I really should. Yeah, I should have DM'd him that. Like, just like, hey, I'm not a fan of that. Maybe I was worried that I don't know why. I think maybe I was worried he would argue with me. Sometimes in the past I'd say stuff to him and then he'd, like, I don't know. I really should have done it, though. There's no excuse. I fucked up. There we go. But Crazy impressive how fast he processed all that. Well, he was explaining it, like, from his perspective very well. And, like, I guess I didn't put myself in his shoes enough. And also, I didn't know, during this time, like, Brantley was getting harassed by Salvo's news team and the H3 subreddit, and I really wasn't aware of, like, the extent of that, right? As well. I don't know. I'm not gonna defend my actions, though. I just fucked up. It is what it is. But yeah, I don't fucking know. Also, that AMA, like, just as an aside, like, not the Keemstar stuff related, but, like, with the AMA, like, that was a pretty tough AMA to do. Like, I felt like if I said anything that was remotely anti-Ethan, I would get, like, downvoted into oblivion. And people would literally people were calling me anti-Semite adjacent and, like, a Nazi. I don't know how many upvotes they got, but, like, people were straight up calling me Nazi and getting some upvotes and stuff. And, like, ratioing me. So, like, yeah, maybe some of my responses were a little bit more skewed towards Ethan than my actual opinion is. But it was a tough interview. And I did give honest answers, but all of those got, like, downvoted to oblivion. It was literally... It was like an exercise for me to practice PR, basically. Not to say that I lied in any of my messages, but I definitely worded them in ways that would be a lot more anti-Keem and pro-Ethan than I probably would say if I were being completely candid, right? Aren't you Ye 2024? No, I'm not invested in any American politician. I don't give a fuck. I'm Canadian. I did manage to change some people's minds, right? Like, my goal was to humanize myself, because I'm just a stupid soundbite on the H3 podcast. And, like, part of that is being in agreement and acknowledging Keem's flaws that I agree with, among them. But then, obviously, like, I can't be as vocal about the Ethan flaws, because, yeah, I don't know. I tried my best, and I was honest, and when I was honest, I got downvoted to hell, so... But the posts I got upvoted, obviously, maybe I answered them a little too biasedly in the H3 direction, maybe. But I was trying to be as unbiased and honest as possible in my responses, for sure. What if you was Canadian? I would not vote for him. Yeah, I feel bad because I feel like a lot of people have to tiptoe around the autism thing. I mention it so much. Fuck, I really, really, really just wish that people saw autism for what it is, like a social disability that can be improved, and you can even exceed the social ability of a neurotypical through practice. And I think I'm at that point. And obviously there's other aspects to it, like there's little tics, like me repeating myself or over-clarifying myself or whatever. And being autistic is still a part of me, but I only see it as a benefit. I don't really see it really as a detriment, and I just I wish everyone saw it the same way I did, so I wouldn't have to talk about it so much, right? But, you know, people still use autism as, like, a general, like, insult or whatever. Like, this is so autistic. What's autistic about it? Doesn't... But then I also don't want to, like, police people and, like, and say what they can and can't say. But then also, I do want to speak out, and I feel like I'm just being, like, a Karen or a narc or a Janny or something. But I also want people to be aware. You know, they can keep making those jokes. Like, sometimes I use gay as a pejorative, and I know that it's not really actually homosexual, right? But when people say something's autistic, they actually think it's autistic because they think autistic just means general decrease in intelligence. Oh, you can call me Sonic Josh. I'm fine with that. whenever you do it, don't come across as lame. It's really hard not to, though. You know? It's so hard to talk about these things, even with my friends. Which is why I have a whole channel to talk about it. So they can watch that instead of listening to me, like, lecture them or whatever, what they feel like is lecturing. I think the boundary with people, within people's intentions and context makes them hateful and not jokey. Yeah, right. But then also when they're hateful or not jokey, sometimes they misuse it, and I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I want to correct them, but also like, is it even worth it? I don't know. Whatever, man. I thought it meant stupid, and I understand it now. See? There's people like John Bon Zombie who literally think that. And I don't blame them for thinking that, considering how it's been portrayed. And I think representation is getting better and better all the time, but I want to be part of improving that representation, because it means a lot to me. And that's why I mention it a lot all the time. I wish I was in a position where I didn't have to, and I don't think I have to, but it's something I want to do. But it's sad that I even have to want to do it in the first place, because it shouldn't be like this. Like, this topic is something I care about more than probably making YouTube videos, honestly. It's a topic I'm very passionate about, and that's why I made a whole separate channel for it, but it's exhausting to work so hard to be understood. Exactly. But yeah, the issue with, like, autism misunderstanding is that a lot of it isn't malicious, a lot of it's just misunderstanding. It's completely different than, like, you know, being accepted as gay or black or trans or Asian or Native American or any of that, because with that there's like genuine hatred towards those type of people. But with autistic people, there's just a genuine misunderstanding. Like, for example, gay people aren't allowed in, like, in a super conservative Catholic Christian church. Gay people are not allowed to be part of the church because they're homophobic. But they'll allow autistic people in, but they probably will think they're dumbasses and retarded. So they still and have all the misconceptions that other people have about it. But it's not because they hate them, it's just because they have a misconception. So they're still allowed in the church, but they still get discriminated within the church due to ignorance, right? Whereas a gay person in the church will get discriminated just because they're gay. Like, they understand what being gay is. It's not like there's any misunderstanding. They just hate it, you know? So that's the difference, right? So it's like, really, like, you can't, like, shit on people because they're not being hateful. Like, Keem wasn't being hateful, right? So it's just like, it's complicated, you know? But hopefully you guys understand. Maybe I'm being ridiculous, who knows? You know, maybe I'm being insane. Bobby's fine. Bobby's fine. I just don't want to be obnoxious about it, and I feel like people probably think I am being obnoxious about it. A lot of audience members probably feel maybe I am being obnoxious about it. You know, I have it in my bio that I'm autistic. I have it as my pinned tweet. I talk about it all the fucking time, but I never really get in depth with it unless it's like a stream like this. Maybe I should just shut the fuck up about it, you know? Maybe people are annoyed by it, and they just don't have the heart to tell me. Whatever. Thank you guys, but maybe I just legitimately, maybe, you know, people think I am, and if they do, like, I can't blame them necessarily, right? Yeah, but there's a lot of times where I just talk about it and I don't go in depth. I'm like, I'm autistic, lol. It's like, okay. Okay. But, you know, we're so behind in social progression. Like, majority of people, a lot of people still think that trans women aren't real women or trans men aren't real men. And then there's, like, misunderstanding with mental health, whether it be autism or BPD or whatever. And just, like, I think the education system is obviously the biggest culprit. I think it's honestly the biggest culprit. Everyone thinks it's like, oh, everyone's just racist or whatever. Everyone's just naturally transphobic, naturally racist, whatever. Naturally bigoted. No. It's the education system fucking sucks. But there's other factors to it too. But like, I'm just so... When are we gonna live in a world where like everyone's just socially normal and accepting and stuff? Another one that some of you guys may even disagree with is furries, right? Now, there's a lot of bad furries, bad actor furries who get into like bestiality and really illegal bad stuff. But inherently being a furry and like wanting to dress up as like in a furry costume and just like hang around in like anthropomorphic animals and just collect stuffed animals and stuff, that's not bad. I just want to get to a point where we can still make jokes. I actually like stereotypical jokes. I laugh at some racist jokes. I laugh at some homophobic jokes. I laugh at some transphobic jokes, whatever. I just want to be in the position where everyone baseline understands and socially accepts all these people, and then we can start making jokes about it without thinking people are legitimately racist or homophobic or whatever. Because then it will help with free speech, and it will help with acceptance. And that's where the world should be, and I don't think it's going to get that way in at least 100 years. And it fucking sucks. Maybe it'll be less than 100 years. Maybe it'll be 50 years. Maybe I'll be alive when it happens. Maybe it'll never happen. I don't know. But we wouldn't have these issues if it weren't for that. I know I'm sounding super SJW right now. This is my liberal coming out. This is why I'm liberal, right? But it's just fucking true. It's true. And I actually care about these things. And like when Edwin was talking to me about like, you know, not saying gay as like an insult or whatever, with Bob18 in the call who also is gay and agrees with it, I was engaging in the conversation seriously because I actually believe in that shit. Meanwhile, Edwin didn't believe in that shit at all and started calling shit gay and probably called shit gay with Salvo or whatever. He doesn't believe in anything. No, I didn't think Keem actually hated autists. I just didn't like that I was being used as like the autistic guy Ethan bullied instead of Bowblax, right? But again, it wasn't that big of an issue. It was just like a minor grievance, right? Which is why I didn't bring it up to him directly. But I did bring it up in the H3 subreddit. And I should have brought it up to him directly before. I don't know. It was a weird situation. I had to lose. So true. Most furries are autists. Yeah. I thought you were gonna say most furries are artists, which is also true. There's actually a lot of autism and gender dysphoria are linked in some way too. Like 4 times, if you're gender dysphoric, there's 4 times more likely that you're autistic, or something like that. There's like studies about that and shit. It's interesting. See, I'm really into a lot of this, like, I'm into, like, gender stuff, too. Like, people always joke about, like, gender studies and shit like that, but, like, I think, like, the whole psychology around, like, gender identity and, like, you know, mental disabilities and just everything psychology-based is a very interesting topic to me, and I'm very opinionated on it, but I never really get to argue it, right? I guess I could go into the political Twitch community and argue it, but a lot of the stuff they argue, I just don't care about. I only care specifically about the psychology stuff, which ties into, like, social politics, but I don't care about social politics because it's politics. I care about social politics because it's psychology-based. You're more than a soundbite to the commentary community, Bowblax. We respect you. The ones that matter anyways. Thank you, Trippy Savage. I don't know. Sometimes, like, I just get self-doubt, you know? But, yeah. Simp dono. Sandwich Man. My next sponsor is Scentbird. Stay mad. Hope you guys all use the code. Like being a therapist? Yeah. But a psychology degree can be multiple things. I think I'd be a great therapist, but also I would want to work with... I don't know. I just want to work to revolutionize, like, the medical and social understanding of what autism is. And whatever job I need to do to achieve that, that's what I wanted to do before I went full-time YouTube. I might still do that in the future if I ever quit YouTube or whatever, but I'm really bad at school, and, like, so, like, I really just don't want to go to college. That's really it. I don't want to go to college anymore. I just want to get straight into it and, like, start working on helping people. And I feel like social media is a better way to do that than... I don't know. I'll do one day. I don't know. Also, yeah, I do feel the education system gates a lot of smart people from being able to revolutionize the world. Because a lot of the entrepreneurs and people who change the world couldn't, like, dropped out of high school, dropped out of college. They can't do that shit, you know, but they're still smart. I feel like the education system is so geared towards one type of person with one type of mind that anybody else with any other type of mind just gets completely shafted from society. They have to forge their own path or just fail at life. It's sad. The education system is probably the biggest issue in the modern world. Like, that shit needs to be reformed, like, from the ground up. Especially, like, from every level. From kindergarten to grade 12. From kindergarten to grade 12 to post-secondary education, it all needs to be reworked from the ground up. And that is the biggest issue in society, 100%. Everything ties back to that. The education system only works for one type of person. And it works really well for those type of people. But it needs to be more diverse in terms of the way people think. Why do you think there's so many high school dropouts? Why do you think there's so many college dropouts? It could be because they're lazy, but a lot of them aren't lazy. It's just that it doesn't work for them. That's an interesting theory, Tylee Oda. Do you think autism contributes to a general addiction such as gravitation towards heavy use of marijuana to make us feel relatively normal? Been thinking about that recently. I don't know. It might be an ADHD thing. I mean, I take ADHD meds and then I feel normal after that, so... You might be right, though, honestly. You might be right. But I don't feel completely normal on weed. I definitely feel mentally impaired to an extent. Like, I can't really work on videos that well or articulate myself that well on weed. Sometimes I can. On a lot of the after hours, I'm high. I'm gonna be real. There's an after hours, I think it was the last one, where Turkey Tom's like, the problem is everyone gets goes live is high or drunk. I was literally high when he said that. I'm like, yeah. Marijuana and autism are heavily linked. I actually did not know that. I wouldn't say I'm like semi-addicted to weed. I'll say that. Like, I definitely will want to have it almost daily, but I can definitely go without having it. So, like... But I might think about it for a bit. So I'm like halfway addicted, not terminally addicted. You know? You have a gravity bong? No, I don't. I missed the start. This is a pretty jam-packed stream in terms of the topics I've covered. I guess I do like the routine of it. I don't know. It's basically like my philosophy with weed is that if I'm not working on anything, if I'm not working on any videos, if I don't have any responsibilities, why not get high for the rest of the night, you know? Why would I be sober if I have no reason to be? I don't know. When your nervous system on high alert, it's constantly overstimulated. Something like weed is amazing to help you relax. Yeah. You know what I rely on a lot? I rely on CBD a lot, honestly. I think CBD is definitely the way to go. Sorry, I was just looking at something. I believe indica would lower it, but I actually prefer sativa. It makes me feel like I'm intelligent. I don't know. I feel like I pop off with ideas on sativa. Dude, I had this fucking when I was really high, and this was about a year ago. I had this wild theory about Mr. Beast's motives. If he were to be malicious, what those motives would be. But I actually can never share it because it is so fucking... It is such a perfect plan to execute if you have a lot of money that I don't want to give anyone the idea of being that evil, because it's actually, like, evil. Like, it is like... You could take over the world type shit. Like, Mr. Beast is literally in the position to run the world if he wanted to and pulled the right strings. But I can't, I actually, not even as a joke, I can't even share this. Because when I look at it, I'm just like, oh my god. Like, imagine if that's true, imagine. And then if someone sees it and actually executes on it, then, like, we're fucked. We're fucked. We're actually fucked. But I'm sure Mr. Beast is a good guy and wouldn't do that. And it's not like sexual abuse or anything like that. It's about, like, literally, he has the power to manipulate through prestige and money, like, anybody he wants. And that obviously that goes for anyone with a large amount of money. But Mr. Beast has a specific advantage they don't, that could lead him to do. I basically made up I was, like, super high, and I made up, like, a whole evil mastermind plan that he could use to take over the world, and he might actually be doing to take over the world. I don't fucking know, but I can't share it. It's actually too smart. It's actually unironically too smart. I actually can't share it. No, you know, to prevent it is to not have the knowledge out there. Is the Mr. Beast Pandora box, yeah. Maybe, I was thinking maybe one day as like a meme, like an April Fool's video, I could make a video about it. But no, I don't know. Maybe I could abridge it in certain ways to make it so, like, I don't know, but people might connect the dots. But yeah. I like read it back after I became sober, because I was like really, really high, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. What if? Basically, I'll tell you one aspect of it. Basically, it's like... Okay, so basically the way it started is like Mr. Beast is starting like his own MCN or like at the time he was like announcing, I don't know if he actually did it or whatever, but he was announcing like he was gonna make his own like network for YouTubers and or whatever, right? But I was just thinking like, Mr. B, like what if, and I was thinking about Carl's Jacobs in particular, and all these people that just came up from Mr. Beast out of nowhere, you know? And I was thinking like, what if he's actually just hiring all these people and he actually owns monetarily, secretly, all the rights to like Carl's Jacob, for example. Like, let's say he owns all the rights to Carl's Jacob, and he is telling Carl's Jacob to say certain things and to get into the Dream SMP or whatever, so he has pseudo influence over there, because if he has financial control over Carl's Jacob completely and owns the Carl's Jacob brand and owns the brand of all these people, right? And then gets them to spread like a virus, he could literally influence everyone. He could influence Dream stands. He could influence, literally, the possibility of him influencing people is endless. Because it's one thing to be rich on money. It's another thing to be rich on, like, influence and stuff. It's why politicians pay so much money just to, like, get shitty ads, because they just want to change people's minds that badly. But if Mr. Beast secretly owned a bunch of the big creators on YouTube, he would technically have a monopoly and complete control on whatever is said online. Ever. He could have a monopoly on speech as a whole and how people think. If we take that concept with Carlos Jacob and expand it all the way out, Mr. Beast, with his prestige, connection with YouTubers, money, goodwill, everything, he could subtly make people believe anything. He could sell anything. If Mr. Beast told someone to buy something, like audience to, you know, he just has so much. He is the most powerful person in the world, I think. And that might sound stupid. Oh, stupid fucking Mr. Beast in his bedroom saying I'm gonna have like 10 million subs in 10 years or whatever on his floor. No, like, is there anyone as popular as Mr. Beast that has as good optics and goodwill as Mr. Beast? Literally no. He's the biggest YouTuber on YouTube. He's rich. Anybody would want to work with him. He's literally like instead of brand poisoning, he's literally brand like curing, like euphoric, like he's making burgers, he's making candy. The Mr. Beast brand will probably exist long after he's dead. Puts it down to his children. Dude, he could take over the world. Like, even Jeffree Star, who's taken over the fucking world as much as he possibly can, is hated by everyone. Imagine how much you could do if you're liked. And it's something that realistically could be happening. He could have hired Carl's Jacob and own he could own Carl's Jacob. He could have cut a deal with Dream and own like a stake in Dream's brand. In the Dream company, Dream LLC or whatever. You know, every YouTuber has a company that they make in order to like pay taxes or whatever once you get big enough. Like, if Mr. Beast was evil enough, he could influence the entire world. He has the world in his hand. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Not even fucking Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk have as much good clout as him. He not only has monetary power, he has people power. You think people are impressionable as you are. What? I'm not impressionable, and people are impressionable. Duh. That's literally what marketing is. It's to trick impressionable people. What? The whole world is impressionable. Are you kidding me? That's why advertising works. That's why you get spammed with ads on YouTube, because some people actually watch it and get tricked by that shit. social currency, exactly. Anyway, I won't get more in depth than that, but literally, he has all the power, dude. But he's a good guy. I don't think he's gonna abuse that power at all. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy how Mr. Beast is literally the most powerful man in the world. I don't even know if he realizes it, though, which is good. It's good, but he's not gonna misuse his power, but he has the power, you know. Anyway, I'm pretty sure you guys are tired of my fucking conspiracy shit. But that's basically the gist of what you know. If you weren't impressionable, why does Augie's opinion mean so much to you? Because he's my friend? What? Roven, are you retarded? I think you're retarded, bro. I literally answered the question. I said because he's my friend and I care about the opinion of my friends more highly than most other people. What? He's been coping for an hour? Jesus. Oh yeah, I need to queue up. Look at the hold Miskiff has over his audience. Yeah, we're literally seeing it in real time. Miskiff and OTK using all their power, even though they were very blatantly exposed. They're still using all their social power to try and minimize the situation, and is working to an extent. Now imagine the type of power Mr. fucking Beast has. Like, that's just OTK and Miskiff. And they're socially powerful as fuck. Now think about Mr. Beast, man. Or a bunch of other people. It's why you see so many YouTubers get away with so much shit. Because they have so much social influence and social power. Like, when a YouTuber gets exposed, it's not just them slipping up and everyone hopping on it, you know? And it's like, you know, sometimes there's false allegations. But, like, it's really hard to properly expose a big YouTuber. Because they just have so much advantage with the audience they have. Like, it's literally David versus Goliath when someone tries to call out a YouTuber for something they did. Unless they have proof. Like, proof is like the nail in the coffin. Of course, but... But even with proof, sometimes the audience can be manipulated into thinking that proof is not as big as it actually is. Or made to forget about it or whatever. A perfect example is people are undermining the proof of Miskiff saying, oh, you know, it was sexual harassment on a low scale, like that clip. They're like, oh, well, he didn't know it was sexual assault at the time because Adriana Lee didn't consider it sexual assault at the time. Yeah, but Adriana Lee described exactly what happened. And anyone with 2 functioning brain cells could see that is some form of sexual assault. No offense to Adriana Lee. Or that it's, or maybe not sexual assault, but at the very least they could see that it has more than sexual harassment on a low scale. Like, Miskiff knew it was worse than he was letting on, but he was trying to cover it up. But people don't listen to that because the narrative now is like, oh, you didn't know that it was actually SA because Adriana didn't say so at the time. Really? She said she got groped in her sleep. Is that sexual harassment on a low scale? Sexual harassment on a low scale is like calling someone like hot over and over and over again and like sexy and I want to like grab your tits or whatever. That's sexual harassment on, I guess, maybe a lower scale. Getting your fucking tit touched and groped while you're asleep is not sexual harassment on a low scale. And that is what was said in the Twitlonger. Even though Adriana explicitly said it wasn't sexual assault, she did say what happened. And if you interpret that as sexual harassment on a low scale, you're dumb. Or you're covering it up and you know it's bad. But people like Ludwig, literally Ludwig, is saying that, like, oh, Miskiff didn't know, whatever. Like, Ludwig is playing, like, huge defense for Miskiff. I'm like, why? What? What's happening? Is it because Miskiff hasn't got canceled enough and he still brings in money and you still want to do collabs with him? Like, why is Ludwig, like, literally defending Miskiff for something that he was clearly, like, what? Like, you're not fully defending him, but, like, defending him on something that he doesn't need defense on? Kind of shocking that Mr. Beast avoided controversy, true. Because he's a good guy. I think he's just genuinely a good guy. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy the amount of social influence. And like, I don't know if Ludwig just is stupid or Miskiff told him to do something or OTK told him to say something, but like, Ludwig's narrative is being pushed as like the true right narrative, and like streamers are reacting to it and agreeing with it or whatever, and like, I don't know. Ludwig, whether intentional or not, is using his influence in order to minimize Miskiff's bad actions. And it's working, and that's the power of social influence that you guys are not getting, that I'm saying about Mr. Beast. Now, I really don't think Mr. Beast would ever fucking act upon any malicious things he could leverage from his position, but it is possible. And people in the chat being like, oh, you're too impressionable. No one's that impressionable. You're fucking retarded then. You're literally blind to literally the entire area of social media and politics and the whole world of advertising for centuries has been about manipulation. That's literally what advertising is. That's what social media is. That's what media that isn't just pure entertainment is. And even in entertainment media, sometimes they try to push an agenda. I'm sorry to blackpill you guys, but that's just how it is. And no one goes and makes these YouTube videos without thinking about the optics or how it's structured, right? Like when I was I'm going to work on a Salvo video, and I'm thinking in my head, would it be more effective to talk about the pee-poo thing first or the Babs thing first? Now, that's not... So, like, even I'm thinking about how I'm going to present things. And all these YouTubers think about how they present things. They don't just, like, think of the video in their head, make it, and then upload it. There's always thought going behind it. And behind every fucking word they say. Not on streams. Streams you can slip up way more easily. Right? I didn't go into the stream planning to say the words that I said, right? But for videos, 100%. And you're fucking... And even tweets. And you're stupid. And especially important statements... You know, when you're addressing a controversy, like those, you know, return streams or addressing the situation streams, those are very planned as well, to an extent. And if you guys think it's all off the cuff and all genuine, you're fucking retarded. Literally. Sorry to break it to you. Why do I keep getting disconnected? I want to just play, man. Anyway, I'm getting hungry and I don't really have anything particular left to say, and Augie's doing his premiere right now, so like, you know, I'm sure a lot of people are watching that, so I'm gonna end the stream for now. I might stream later, but I don't want to like get myself burnt out, you know. Did he cover the Miskiff OTK situation? Yeah, I did. It's my second last video. Alright, so thank you guys for watching the stream. Might do another one later today, might do one tomorrow. I don't fucking know. Covered Kai. I don't know anything about the Kai stuff right now. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later. Wait, let me see if I can raid someone. Redirect. Okay. Bye, everybody.